Silapha taxi rank East London. I-purpose yoba sibe lapha silandela imigomo ye-COVID-19 yokuthi kufuneka sisanitize zonke i-ranks. Nikhumbule into yoba ucoceko yeyona nto ibaluleke kakhulu ezakwenza into yoba sikwazi ukugwema le COVID-19 virus.
Siyavuya kakhulu umasipala esibone ukuba namhlanje bazosithuthela inkunkuma wasiklinela kwindawo esithengisa kuyo. Kudala sikhalaza sisithi sicela bangene bazosithuthela inkunkuma kuba siyaklina sikline siyibeke ingabi nabantu boyithatha bayoyilahla.
Ndiyavuya ukuba kufike usodolophu bonke abakwamasipala belapha malunga nento besikade kudala siyifuna kakade. Ekuninzi lwesibini okwasibili ukuswankathela intento sibawela kukulungiswa neetoilet sinikwe ii-chemicals zetoilet into yokokuba sizawufumana i-infection phantsi kwalaa nto zatoilet nendawo esihleli kuyo sibiyelwe kwesinqwenela ukubiyelwa ngoba amasela ayangena apha atsiba phaa kwalaa donga lalapha kule ndawo sihleli kuyo. Ke ngoko ke singonontengiso sinovuyo kakhulu. Enkosi.
This Imbizo is coming to you virtually due to COVID-19 pandemic. Without wasting time, now let's hand over to the Executive Mayor of Buffalo City.
Thank you very much to you, Program Director. Greetings to the leadership of Buffalo City Metro, in particular fellow councillors who are listening in various virtual platforms in which the city has created. Fellow residents of our metro who reside in the coastal wards receive our kind greetings. We are speaking to you in this manner due to the ensuing COVID-19 global pandemic, but we thought it is important that we update you on the development projects that the municipality is implementing. We will update you also regarding progress on issues you raised in the previous Imbizo. We thank you for watching and listening from various platforms. This is a signal of the importance you place on development in the city. We are hoping for a fruitful engagement, all intended at bettering our city. We have on the cross-cutting projects. We have completed the Fleet Street and Oxford Street project, creating seamless traffic in our central business district, and we're currently implementing the Settlers Way Road expansion project. We're finalizing the construction of the R72 Link Road and the City to Sea Boulevard, which will unlock the Sleeper Site project. We are making major upgrades to our coastline with the Court Crescent, Waterworld Fun Park, and the Kiwana Beach Resort being anchor projects. We are finalizing procurement for the Ristin Tunnel project, which will create ease for the implementation of the Dungan Village dedensification project, which has already begun and stimulate further development. Since the start of our term, we have built over 8,333 houses. And in this year alone, we will hand over an additional 1,100 houses. We have electrified 1,300 informal dwellings, and while this is a moving target, we continue to implement it with due care. We have installed 16,088 VIP toilets in rural areas and erected 120 seats of new ablution facilities in our informal settlements. We have erected communal water points for informal settlements and rural areas. 98% of the residents of our municipality have access to water, and we deliver water through tanks to the few communities who do not have access to water. With response to the issues raised in our last Imbizo on a ward by ward basis, from Ward 1, we are refurbishing and replacing toilets in highly dense areas in the ward. We are gradually surfacing roads with Selkirk Road and Short Street already tarred, and in the last financial year, and Annapurna, Balcon, Edna, Jongilanga, Gwijana, Nsanyeho, and Sandile roads will be done this financial year. We are fighting the challenge of illegal dumps in the ward, and we urge community to play their role. In Ward 2, we are finalizing the erection of temporary structures and the relocation of families as an initial step for the construction of the Dungan Village dedensification project. The dedensification project will surely help to reduce the electricity tripping that is common in the ward. We have installed 12 new additional toilet seats in Mandela Park, Crisani, and Barberton. We'll soon be renovating and converting the old police station at Gessin into a community hall. In Ward 3, we are resurfacing roads, and in the last financial year we did Tottenham Road, Bentnig Road, Egerton Road, McGrath Road, and Craig Road in Batesville and Southernwood. In the next financial year, we'll be installing street lights to those areas that have been identified by the community, working with the ward councillor. We are maintaining stormwater drains in the ward, while we do regular refuse removal in Southernwood. We want to plead with the residents that stay in the flats to only take out their refuse on the day of collection in terms of the schedule. In Ward 4, on the issues raised by Ward 4 residents, the following is being done. We are resurfacing roads in the ward, and in the last financial year we did Shoal, Lincoln, Meadow, Renfrew, Greenan, Badia Roads, and Dunkirk Road, as well as Latima Streets. We will soon be doing Bellevue Road, Byron, and Hebbs Street. To address billing concerns, we are installing smart meters, and already 20,743 have been installed in various areas of the city. We are doing bush clearing and grass cutting in the ward, and we are maintaining the Naun boardwalk on an ongoing basis. Ward 5. In response to the issues raised by residents of Ward 5, we are doing the following. We have completed the designs for a taxi rank in Scenery Park and will be seeking environmental authorization, which will unlock the construction. We are currently constructing a container hub, which will accommodate existing and new business in the area adjacent to Scenery Park Community Hall. In the current financial year, we will start the construction of footbridges in the ward. Houses were constructed in phase 3. In Ward 6, we are refurbishing toilets with work currently happening in Lukolweni and Moscow. We are surfacing roads in the ward with Lavender Road, Alo Road, and Disa Road already done. We are maintaining the stormwater in the ward, but it is regularly blocked due to the existence of the informal settlement on the drain outlets. Ward 7. On the issue raised by Ward 7 residents, the following is being done. We have installed the high mast light in this section and Pepelel. We are regularly maintaining toilets in the ward and installing new ones. Residents from D Hostel are part of the de-densification housing development currently under implementation. In Ward 8, in response to the issues raised by residents of Ward 8, we are doing the following. It is important to indicate that informal dwellings in Moscow, Khayelitsha, Siya, Totwana, Maqwashu, Fynbos, Quarter Camp A and B do not meet the electrification criteria, but we are busy piloting a new approach which might expedite informal electrification. We are finalizing construction of a footbridge in Khayelitsha and Siya informal settlements. We are doing regular maintenance of ablution facilities in the ward. In Ward 9, on the issue raised by Ward 9 residents, the following is being done. We are upgrading roads to surface standards in the ward with Sahili, Insa Crescent, Moses Mabida Street, Operation Vula Street, Temsila Jongani Road, Vuisila Notikana Road, Garth, Fenwick, Field, Drift, Bimish, and Laurel Streets already done. We'll soon be doing Ben Ho Place, McGovern, Road and Koch, and Saxville Bay Streets. We have already appointed a contractor for the construction of 6 more toilet seats in Kandla. Ward 10. We have electrified the 86 formal households which needed electricity in Egoli. We have surfaced Sheridan Road, Ringwood Crescent, and Long Acre Road, and will soon be resurfacing Mercedes Road. We are currently faced with an issue of illegal occupation in the Ndangam housing project in the ward, and we are determined to fight this to make a statement against the illegality in the city. In Ward 13, we are upgrading roads in the ward, starting with the regraveling and upgrade of roads near the bus depot. We will install speed humps in the ward after a traffic impact assessment is done. Ristin housing project is ongoing in the ward. Ward 15, we have upgraded Umklina Street, Umkwali Street, and Kwenene Streets, and we resurfaced Benberry Crescent, South Haven Crescent, and Candleberry Drive in the last financial year. We are currently resurfacing 2 Rivers Drive. We are finalizing the construction of Nompumelelo Hall. The finalization of the transfer of land from Amatole is being finalized. On Ward 16, we are undertaking procurement for the construction of Phase 3 of the Amalinda Co-op housing project. We have constructed a pedestrian bridge in Cambridge Township. We have constructed speed humps in the ward and we have installed 2 high mast lights in Amalinda Forest. We are resurfacing roads with Hunter Street, Bramley Road, William Small Road, Barb Street, Keswick Cycle Road, already done. And we will soon do K Road, Don Place, and Wilson Road. Ward 18. In response to the issues raised by the residents of Ward 18, we are doing the following. We have resurfaced the following roads: Rochester, Cavendish, Sussex, Surrey, Crosby, Norwood, Worrell, Sinclair, Kotze, Smart, Kennington, Kenilworth, Moorfield, and a portion of Beach Road. We will soon be resurfacing Bonnie Place, Aya Place, King George, and Drake Roads. We constructed speed humps in Kent Road, Lenaria, and York Roads. We have upgraded ablution facilities in Naon Beach. In Ward 19, we have surfaced roads in Innisfree, Fremantle, Maxwell, Buffalo View, Hallett, and Elby Road in the previous financial year. And we will soon be surfacing Cato Road and Hood Street. In the next financial year, we'll be installing additional standpipes to the informal settlements in the ward. Ward 27. On the issues raised by Ward 27 residents, the following is being done. We are currently electrifying some of the informal settlements in Zamomhle as part of the pilot project which will guide our future informal dwelling electrification. We have constructed houses in Zamomhle and we are currently doing beneficiary registration for the next housing project. There is a planned taxi rank in the Beacon Bay Konupi Link Road, and this will address the request for a taxi rank in the area. Ward 28. On the issues raised by Ward 28 residents, the following is being done. Roads are being resurfaced in the ward. In the next financial year, we will be fencing the Bonza Bay picnic area near Dune Forest. We are finalizing the appointment of a security company for management of access control in some of our recreational sites in the ward. Ward 29, the following is being done. We are gradually upgrading and fixing roads in Konopi with the following roads already done: Club Crescent, Parr Place, Ross Crescent, Cornwall Crescent, Scotch Street, and Franklin Crescent. We are continuing to make upgrades in the Konopi Main Road, and we will soon be rehabilitating Gulsway and resurfacing 16th Avenue. Ward 31, the following is being done. We have completed the electrification of Sunny South. In the next financial year, we will be starting construction for a bridge that will connect Ngecha Village 1 and 4 for better access to schools and the clinic. We are working with the National Department of Public Works and the Premier in trying to find a lasting solution to the matter of land invasion in Epongweni. We plead with residents not to fall prey to people who are illegally selling land. Ward 32. We are implementing a cropping program in the ward. We have also assisted the poultry project and supported a construction block making company. We have fixed the dipping tank in Zikova. We have allocated a dedicated water meter reader for Kaiser's Beach and Cozy Corner to obtain readings monthly to avoid interims being raised on their accounts. We have finalized and officially opened the Kiwana Resort, boosting future economic prospects of the community. Ward 33. On the issue raised by Ward 33 residents, the following is being done. Roads in Esgodweni, Kwilikwili, Kaelecha, Kwakuni 2, and Bulucha have been regravelled. We are also regravelling roads in Tembisa and will soon be doing roads in Needs Camp, Section D, E, and F. We have built 300 new toilets in Ecwecweni, Kwamoni, and will soon be constructing toilets at Twekana, Kwasgaya, and Sandton. We are improving water infrastructure in the ward for consistent supply, but in the meantime, we deliver water to those areas that are negatively affected by water shortages. In Ward 46, we are currently implementing Boxwood Housing Project, which is meant to have no less than 4,000 houses. We have added 20 toilet seats in the Orange Grove. We have re-gravelled roads in Orange Grove, and we have resurfaced Pencop Road in Gatley. The Waterworld Fun Park projects falls in this ward, and the upgrades will greatly benefit the community during the construction and during the operation of the project. In Ward 47, with response to the issues raised by residents of Ward 47, we are doing the following. We are busy implementing the Court Crescent project at the beachfront and have begun developing Ubuhlanti picnic spot. We know that the construction is affecting business for this moment, but in the long run, they will massively benefit. We are busy maintaining roads in the ward on an ongoing basis. We are gradually improving our inner city through buying strategic buildings, with the recent case being the purchasing of the Reserve Bank building. In Ward 50, we have installed 300 toilets in Kwelecha, and we will soon be installing an additional 350. We have upgraded roads in Sunrise on Sea, and we have re-gravelled roads in Tuba village, Kwanokala village, and Jonglang. We are on site re-gravelling roads in Kwaba and Kwazozo. We continue to provide water tankers in those areas that are affected by shortages in the village. In conclusion, fellow residents of our metro who reside in the coastal wards, this is an outline of progress that we have made since the last Imbizo. Most of the issues are indicative of the fact that we are indeed a listening government which is implementing a program of development and transformation with speed and due care. We are hoping for even more fruitful engagement, all in the name of development. Thank you very much. Silapha taxi rank East London. I-purpose yoba sibe lapha silandela imigomo ye-COVID-19 yokuthi kufuneka sisanitize zonke i-ranks. Nikhumbule into yoba ucoceko yeyona nto ibaluleke kakhulu ezakwenza into yoba sikwazi ukugwema le COVID-19 virus.
Siyavuya kakhulu umasipala esibone ukuba namhlanje bazosithuthela inkunkuma, wasiklinela kwindawo esithengisa kuyo. Kudala sikhalaza sisithi sicela bangene bazosithuthela inkunkuma kuba siyaklina, sikline siyibeke ingabi nabantu boyithatha bayoyilahla.
Ndiyavuya ukuba kufike usodolophu bonke abakwamasipala belapha malunga nento besikade kudala siyifuna kakade. Ekuninzi lwesibini okwasibili ukuswankathela intengo, sibawela kukulungiswa neetoilet, sinikwe ii-chemicals zetoilet. Into yokokuba sizawufumana i-infection phantsi kwalaa nto zatoilet, nendawo esihleli kuyo sibiyelwe kwesinqwenela ukubiyelwa ngoba amasela ayangena apha atsiba phaa kwalaa donga lalapha kule ndawo sihleli kuyo. Ke ngoko ke singonontengiso sinovuyo kakhulu. Enkosi.
Well, this is a multi-million project which is we are launching today, driven by our development agency. This is the Waterworld Fun Park, which will be complete in the next 18 months. This is part of our preparation for the post-COVID-19 economic recovery as part of our contribution to the uplifting of the tourism sector in our city. So I'm quite grateful that all our projects are taking place on time. We will use this opportunity to ensure that local people also benefit from the project.
This is a 5.9 hectare development. Previously there was a water park here which went into disrepair, and for various reasons. One, it's the age of the park because it was developed a long time ago. Now it's also been badly managed. So part of the complaints we've received from the citizens is that we need to improve on its management. So it's one of the factors in the project plan. Post-development, there will be a proper management structure to make sure that the asset lives longer in its useful life. We are also partnering with the private sector. We're bringing in private sector development adjacent to the park, who will link this to a hotel development, which in turn will mean that there will be better security. It will be used by visitors to the city throughout the year. So the city generally is going to get a lot of benefit from it. The amphitheater presents an opportunity for events. We are looking at partnering with bodies like Boating South Africa to look at water sport, but also the racetrack can use it for post-racing events and award ceremonies because it is available now. Once it's done, it will be available for such uses.
Silapha taxi rank East London. I-purpose yoba sibe lapha silandela imigomo ye-COVID-19 yokuthi kufuneka sisanitize zonke i-ranks. Nikhumbule into yoba ucoceko yeyona nto ibaluleke kakhulu ezakwenza into yoba sikwazi ukugwema le COVID-19 virus.
Siyavuya kakhulu umasipala esibone ukuba namhlanje bazosithuthela inkunkuma wasiklinela kwindawo esithengisa kuyo. Kudala sikhalaza sisithi sicela bangene bazosithuthela inkunkuma kuba siyaklina sikline siyibeke ingabi nabantu boyithatha bayoyilahla.
Ndiyavuya ukuba kufike usodolophu bonke abakwamasipala belapha malunga nento besikade kudala siyifuna kakade. Ekuninzi lwesibini okwasibili ukuswankathela intento sibawela kukulungiswa neetoilet sinikwe ii-chemicals zetoilet into yokoba sizawufumana i-infection phantsi kwalaa nto zatoilet nendawo esihleli kuyo sibiyelwe kwesinqwenela ukubiyelwa ngoba amasela ayangena apha atsiba phaa kwalaa donga lalapha kule ndawo sihleli kuyo. Ke ngoko ke singonontengiso sinovuyo kakhulu. Enkosi.
Well, Well, this is a multi-million project which is we are launching today, driven by our development agency. This is the Waterworld Fun Park, which will be complete in the next 18 months. This is part of our preparation for the post-COVID-19 economic recovery as part of our contribution to the uplifting of the tourism sector in our city. So we're quite grateful that all our projects are taking place on time. We will use this opportunity to ensure that local people also benefit from the project.
This is a 5.9 hectare development. Previously there was a water park here which went into disrepair, and for various reasons. One, it's the age of the park because it was developed a long time ago. Now it's also been badly managed. So part of the complaints we've received from the citizens is that we need to improve on its management. So it's one of the factors in the project plan. Post-development, there will be a proper management structure to make sure that the asset lives longer in its useful life. We are also partnering with the private sector. We're bringing in private sector development adjacent to the park, who will link this to a hotel development, which in turn will mean that there will be better security. It will be used by visitors to the city throughout the year. So the city generally is going to get a lot of benefit from it. The amphitheater presents an opportunity for events. We are looking at partnering with bodies like Boating South Africa to look at water sport, but also the racetrack can use it for post-racing events and award ceremonies because it is available now. Once it's done, it will be available for such uses.
Thank you so much, Executive Mayor, for that presentation. Listeners and viewers at home, that was the Mayoral Imbizo 2020 presentation by the Executive Mayor, outlining the progress on the issues raised in the previous Imbizo and also updating you on the development projects that the municipality is implementing. As you know, that this Imbizo is for coastal area, which includes all East London and Duncan villages ward. It is very important that you fully participate. We have communication platforms that you can use to be part of this conversation. Send a text or a voice note. The number is 078-916-0057. We'll read them out and the Executive Mayor will attend to them. I would like to urge you once again, please be as short as possible, straight to the point. Tell us where you are and who you are and your short question or a comment that you want to put across. The Executive Mayor is now ready for your questions and comments. I believe already we have abantu abasele bebhalile phaa Facebook page ye-BCM. Eyokuqala is from Ulunga Marula, Executive Mayor. Ithi lena Bra-X, Sukuthanda sonke. We're going to engage without fear or favor, not forgetting that you are our Honorable Mayor. Don't take it personal. We talk to your office, mayoral office. Any candidate that sit, we would engage. Please talk about how BCM reviews city to clean with the litter bins distributed enough. Talk about regulating businesses in town to comply to bylaws. Shop meant to sell furniture must not cook. Saloons, workshop, etc. It undermines quality of infrastructure. We need 60% businesses in town, locally owned. Train people at wards, have databases, partner with Border Kai Chamber in that, put enough toilets in town. Every taxi rank must have a toilet. Talk about control of amaphela and taxis, clear land below UFH and all amaphela there, only few andiboni kakuhle uba uzama uthini na apha kodwa ke ndiyabona uba ke une bag egcweleyo executive mayor zonke ezi zinto uthi consider ke removing zoo to next to golf course next to Sunny Ridge at zoo site cut a bypass route from Bigo Bridge to Frere Hospital to N2 traffic congestions are not good otherwise thumbs up mkhuluwa leyo isuka phaya ke kulunga marula ubhale yena pha Facebook page ndicinga uba mhlawumbi ukuba ezibize zaninzi masesithatha lo wakho umbuzo then mhlawumbi ke sayibone eminye eziba ingena over to you executive mayor.
Well, we do have a challenge, Loza, with regards to the non-compliance by certain business people, non-compliance with the bylaws. In particular, those who are cooking food in the taxi ranks or in the adjacent spaces or open spaces in the CBD. And it's a challenge that we are addressing by engaging those people as well as ensuring that they adhere to bylaws. But also the other side of it is that people are trying to make a living and your treatment that you mete out to them should take that into cognizance, that people are trying to make a living because of high rate of unemployment in the city, but also you must strike a balance between those two. So it is true that we have that challenge which we are addressing with law enforcement agencies, but we have to be sensitive to the fact that there is this challenge of unemployment in the town. The issue of traffic congestion, Lunga is also correct there. That is why we are now widening the Settlers Way, creating 2 lanes on both sides, linking Mercedes-Benz with the East London Industrial Development Zone, because they are now going to manufacture a W206 model, which would necessitate that there was going to be an additional volume of trucks from the East London IDZ to Mercedes-Benz. So that necessitates that the road be widened for the free flow of traffic between the CBD and the airport. On the removing of the zoo, we will take some of these issues that Lunga raised, advice that we should take into cognizance as we do our planning. The issue of Amapela in Oxford Street, yeah, that's a big challenge. Remember, our office is also located in Oxford Street, and they make a big noise and a lot of nuisance, and as well as disruption of traffic in the CPD. It's a challenge that we must sort, but unfortunately, there is some level of lawlessness in that space. When we put up roadblocks in Oxford Street, they move and use the Buffalo Road and connect Oxford Street right up at the top and bypass the roadblock. And once we move our traffic officials from there, they come back. So there's a level of lawlessness there, but we've got to deal with that.
All right.
Because they are violating our bylaws.
Yes. Njengoba sesitsho naye uBhudlunga inkosi kakhulu sodolopho ndicinga uba masibambe mhlawumbi ibe mibini ibe mithathu sibone into yobana yona ithini na sendinaye ke omnye apha osuka phaya kuchiko yena uthi Mr Mayor, what can you clarify about can you clarify i-lease ye-stadium bathi basifuni uthi we don't want the lease at all. And okwesibini uJoni Chikanyuka yena uthi BCMM rates are high, explain why is this so. And yesithathu yona ithi Molo Mayor ndiza kumamela cela ubuza iAmalinda Forest lamagala lapha umbane uyawubonelelwa nini. Cima masithathe leyo yomithathu. Lo usuka woqala uthi khawucacise malunga nelisi liye stadium esiya ngoba bathi bona bengabahlali abayifuni. Owesibini i-rates bakhala kakhulu bathi are very high, khawucacise ngazo. Then bewuqabela bengulo uthi iAmalinda Forest namagali umbane bawubonelelwa nini na. Manikele kuwe Executive Mayor.
Well, first mhlawumbe mandiqale ngale nto yelisi ndiyicacise kakuhle. Andiyazi xa isithi bangabahlali phi. We have sporting facilities, Singumaspalat. We have border, Buffalo City Stadium that is referring to. Sibenes Stadium, Ian Smarts. Sibenes Stadium, cricket, Singaselwandi Buffalo Park Stadium. Sibene Golf Course. All those facilities were at some point listed to sporting bodies because for both the purpose of maintenance as well as use by those bodies. Now, if Buffalo City Stadium was once listed to border rugby, and there was no crisis about that, and there was no big deal because they had a sporting code. But the lease agreement between us and them has ceased to exist. So we are leasing the field to another sporting code. And we are leasing it with the condition, we are intending, by the way, because the council has not taken that decision.
Okay.
We are intending to lease it to another sporting code, but with conditions that all other sporting codes must have access to that. Because our business is not necessarily to run such facilities as municipalities. Those facilities can be better run by sporting codes themselves. Hence, we have our golf course being leased to East London Golf Club, as well as our Buffalo Park Stadium being leased to border cricket. As it was the case, and for me, there's no big deal about it.
Okay. All right.
So the other issue of the rates, and andazi umntu xa esithi i-rates, because if umntu une-complaint nge-rates azibhatalayo umele alandele i-process yakwamasipala, go to the municipality and you will then be informed as to why your rates are such. It can't then be a blanket approach because rates are governed by law. So the Rates and Taxes Act is there, which defines what rates we should charge. But also, people have a right to appeal as individual ratepayers if they see that their rates are exaggerated or inflated. So that recourse is there. They can go to our finance department and we will deal with that. On the electrification of Amalinda Forest, informal settlement, we have a big challenge in that space because in Buffalo City we have 154 informal settlements that need to be electrified. We are trying with our meager resources to do that, but we want to speed up the process so that we can at some point arrive at a point where we will be able to deal with that. But with the new land invasions, we are likely to be chasing a moving target because people invade land and they demand services immediately thereafter. So we do not have resources sufficient enough to cover every new informal settlement where people invade land illegally. But we are determined to ensure that all our people in the city get access to basic services. That's the bottom line.
Okay. All right, siyathemba ke yena ke umisi biyashe ophaya emagalini ase Amalinda noko uya uphendulekile ngalendlela uyicacisa ngayo. Masihlabele mgama ke sithi lapha ke namhlanje apha ke NDT Studios apha eBeria apho ke sihleli naye ke i-Executive Mayor se Buffalo City Metro utata uXola phakathi zama ke ukuphendula imibuzo yakho ongabe mhlawumbe ke unayo malunga ke nepresentation okanye ke ngeminye imiba angakhange mhlawumbe abe kanti uyayichaphazela. Imibuzo ke ungayithumela inamba ikhona apha on the screen. Omnye ke othande ungathi ukuba mde usuka pha kunkulu yakhe Makhotyana uthi yena from Ward 16 uthi I would first thank BCMM for the progress which have been done so far. The COVID-19 has disrupted many projects which the BCM was willing to implement. Much has been done and more has to be done in changing the lives of our people to be better than before. The tarring of our streets has been a success, and there are still 2 streets which haven't been done, is Itokota neXasheka. Housing is extremely one of the challenges facing this ward. The outcry of this community is that the people who are prioritized are those who live in squatter areas, and those who are deliberately erect their shacks in flood lines, forgetting those who live in the backyards. Brickyard at 4th Street was earmarked for housing development since 2006 to 2011. By the time Mayenzeke Dinizulu was a ward councillor, money was allocated in 2016-2017 financial year for the infrastructure. People have built their structures, shacks. How can the municipality help us in this regard so that the development which was initiated may take place? Electrification of shacks to avoid illegal connection has been a plea to all ward councillors in this ward. Sustainable jobs instead of 3 to 6 months contract. Manibongoze kakhulu ke bantu into bana masicele imibuzo yethu okanye comments zethu sithande nje ukuba masibe bafutshane kakhulu kwenze basinike ithuba nabanye bakwazi ke uba babe kanti baveza uluvo lwabo. Manikele kuwe ke Sodolophu.
Okay, thank you so much once again for the questions. The issue of backyard dwellers is quite a problem, because sometimes we build houses and we prioritize those who have built their informal dwellings in flood areas where there is a risk of them being flooded when there are heavy rains, and justifiably so. But in the course of doing that, those who are living in the backyard, because they are not in the proximity of the eyes of everybody, they are forgotten. It's a matter that it's a challenge that we must address. On the electrification of informal settlement, it is true that in all communities there is a conflict between the informal dwellers as well as the people who are in the formal housing because of this matter of people illegally connecting themselves to the grid and overburden our system of electricity distribution to the extent that there is always outage. There are outages all the time as a result of the overburdening of the system. The only way that we can be able to resolve that permanently is the electrification of the informal settlement. We have applied for a grant from the National Treasury for the electrification of the informal settlements. We are awaiting their response. If the response is positive, we are going to take as many as possible. But in terms of our budget, we have budgeted 10 million. Well, our budget is 10 million a year for the electrification of the informal settlements, which is a drop in the ocean because it cannot cover all the informal settlements. It's a work in progress.
Okay. Ndicinga uba noko abaphulaphuli bayayibona noko uyazama kakhulu masipala ukuba abe kanti usebenzela bona. Mhlawumbi ke phambi koba sizame ukubheka evinkleni singakhe ke nje sigqithe kwinto ethi isodolophu. What is the purpose of the Mayoral Imbizo? Yintoni eyona njongo yezimbizo uzibambayo apha eBuffalo City?
Well, democracy demands that we account to the people on what we do and get the feel as to whether that which we are doing in the municipality is responding to the challenges that the people are raising with us. There are two things with democracy: participatory democracy and representative democracy. We are there as public representatives, so we're there on the mandate, electoral mandate from the people. But it doesn't mean because we are there, we know everything that people want. We must get the feel of the people in everything that we do, so that if we feel the pulse of the people and our development trajectory, is it responsive to what the people want? The purpose of these Imbizos is to give feedback on the issues that they raised with us. Kwimbizo ezigqithileyo ukuthi kulungile nithe masenze lento nalento nalento. Nazi izinto esizenzileyo, nazi singazenzanga, ezinye sisezawuzenza as the time goes. given our budget. So if you do that, people will understand why you have not done this. Instead of when people do not have information, they are left in the dark. So to communicate with them, that's what democracy demands that we should do.
Then ke ngubani ke ofanele uthatha inxaxheba kuyo yonke le nto banovumelelekileyo ukuba abengabe kanti uthatha inxaxheba kwezi mbizo?
Everybody, bonke abahlali. I get him to 10, everybody.
Okay.
Every person in Buffalo, every citizen here
Ifanele
in Buffalo City takes place and decide or try and influence how things should be done, as the people have already informed us what needs to be done.
All right, so nje omnye okanye emibini phambi koba ke sibheke evenkileni. This one is from Mark Williams. Uthi yena, why have service charges gone up 3 times inflation rate whilst people of Buffalo City are losing their jobs? Owesibini wona usuka pha kuNondumiso Ludude from Ward 9. Uthi yena, I live in Twist Place. We experience serious problems here and we are not being helped because we are treated as private property. The problem that I have with this arrangement, the developers never told us about that, and we pay rates just like any other people. We have no street lights, no tar road, let alone the maintenance. The electric boxes are left open because they are old. Water leaks takes almost a month to be fixed, but they are always leaking. We have bushes that are scary on our entrance, and there is unattended site next to our place. Please, Mayor, can you attend to our problem? This is the 20th year now we've been crying. Kumama Unondumiso Ludude. Mhlawumbe masiqale ngalokho Mike Williams enabuza iba why charges have gone up 3 times the inflation rate ngexesha abantu are losing jobs at Buffalo City.
Well, in terms of the National Treasury process, when we adopt a budget, we also adopt a new tariff structure. And that process is a very rigorous process which goes and get approval from the National Treasury. So we don't wake up and decide, and it is not true that we've raised the rates 3 times. We do that only once in a year when we adopt a budget. So that statement is not entirely correct. Be that as it may, I'm explaining the process. Well, there are other areas in the city that are developed by private developers. And our responsibility there is refuse removal as well as provision of water and electricity. And the maintenance of those areas is a responsibility of the property developer, the enclosed spaces where people reside. If there is an open space in the adjacent or in the neighborhood where there is no grass cutting, we can attend to that.
Okay.
But all these other matters can be addressed with the consent developer.
Ezilapha ngaphakathi kule ndawo bahlala kuyo bafuneke bazithathe badilishane ne-developer. All right, 6 minutes before 12 o'clock silapha ke KNDT Studios sisancokola ke no-Executive Mayor we-Buffalo City Metropolitan Municipality. Sabheke evenkileni ke ukwenzela uba noko ke sikwazi ke sike sisela amanzi ungabaleki.
Well, this is a multi-million project which is we are launching today, driven by our development agency. This is the Waterworld Fun Park, which will be complete in the next 18 months. This is part of our preparation for the post-COVID-19 economic recovery as part of our contribution to the uplifting of the tourism sector in our city. So we're quite grateful that all our projects are taking place on time. We will use this opportunity to ensure that local people also benefit from the project.
This is a 5.9 hectare development. Previously there was a water park here which went into disrepair, and for various reasons. One, it's the age of the park because it was developed a long time ago. Now it's also been badly managed. So part of the complaints we've received from the citizens is that we need to improve on its management. So it's one of the factors in the project plan. Post-development, there will be a proper management structure to make sure that the asset lives longer in its useful life. We are also partnering with the private sector. We're bringing in private sector development adjacent to the park, who will link this to a hotel development, which in turn will mean that there will be better security. It will be used by visitors to the city throughout the year. So the city generally is going to get a lot of benefit from it. The amphitheater presents an opportunity for events. We are looking at partnering with bodies like Boating South Africa to look at water sport, but also the racetrack can use it for post-racing events and award ceremonies because it is available now. Once it's done, it will be available for such uses.
We are here to visit one of our flagship projects, which is normally called Slipperside. The purpose of the project, as we all know, that it is meant to alleviate traffic congestion in the central business district. In particular, those who are traveling to West Bank, they will not necessarily have to go via Oxford Street upon completion of this project. But this has been in the pipeline for many years, and we're quite excited that the contractor is now on site and work is being done.
Basically, there's a new road starting from we can say at the end of Curry Road, going through the sleeper side. This will then go into Fitzpatrick Road. From Fitzpatrick to Bowles Road, there will be a recycled work, which will be recycled. That's the basis of the job, to get the traffic flowing from the express right through coming into main Curry Road.
Welcome back. We're still here at KNDT Studios. Sihleli naye ke u-Executive Mayor wase-Buffalo City Metropolitan Municipality uCouncillor Xola phakathi. Sathatha imibuzo yakho ke sikhona voice notes esizazidlala ethubeni. Kodwa kokwangoku, let's take this one, Executive Mayor, from Melvin Kent. Uthi yena, what are the plans to eradicate izinyoka in Orange Grove and the Buffalo Pass? Owesibini mhlawumbe ndikunike ibe mibini lona usuka phaa kubabalwa amandla uthi, I would like to report him Gwali Street Nompumelelo. Some of us don't have electricity due to our transformer. It has been more than 2 weeks. Half of our streets have lights which are connected legally from the transformer. The more the municipality leave it, the more damage to the transformer. Please attend to this. Over to you, Executive Mayor.
The situation is similar to the previous question that you raised, Lolu. The challenge of Izinyoka, the same as the answer would be the same as the challenge of the transformer, because the transformer blows when people overload the system. And to fix it does not take a day or two. We have to follow the procurement process in order to order a new transformer to put there. So it's not gonna be a matter to be fixed in a day or two, because people deliberately connect themselves to the grid and overload the transformer, and when it blows again, it becomes our challenge to fix. And to fix it does not take an hour or two. It's the same question of Izinyoka. We are very worried about the challenge of Izinyoka because people are dying, in particular children, and that worries us most. But because people, again, Izinyoka arises out of a process of self-connection into the electricity grid. But the people who are doing it are so reckless such that they leave the live wires on the road and in the streets, and when children play, they get trapped, they get tripped into this and they die. The only way we can resolve the issue of electricity because the issue of Izinyoka is always a challenge in the informal settlements. Until we electrify the informal settlements, then we'll be able to deal with these matters. And that is not going to come overnight because we need money to do so. With the 9 billion budget that we have a year, it is not enough to provide or to roll out infrastructure across the city, because we have to maintain the existing infrastructure, again roll out infrastructure to the areas that never had infrastructure before. So you have to do all that within your meager resources. It's a challenge.
Yeah, it is a challenge indeed. Remember, the focus today is on the coastal region. I believe Sitetange Ward is 24, phakathi kwezi-50 apha ke ku-BCM. That is Ward 1, Ward 2 njengokuba beselezibizile ke usodolophu. If you want to participate in Phulaphula Ekhaya, inamba ndiqinisekile uba iyavela apha escreenini ka-WhatsApp, ungathumela even your voice note sizokwazi ke basidlale apha emoyeni. Don't forget to identify yourself, tell us which ward you are calling from or texting us from. Kwenzela uba sizokwazi ke uyidlala. Alright, okwangoku ke ndicinga uba seziredi ke i-voice notes esizakwazi ke sizibambe noba zimbini kwenzela uba usodolophu akwazi ke ukuphendula nakuzo. Make sikhangele i-voice notes. Alright,
Director nosodolophu wethu Councillor uphakathi kudumisane Peter lona apha eWard 4 eCambridge West. Question yam quick ngokheli yam and I need clarity regarding ward allocation budget ka 2019 2020 2020 to 2021 eyalapha eWard 4 ibudget ye 700,000 yabuyiselwa kwamasipala because ukansila wethu zangayisebenzise eye 1 million yale financial year nayo yabuyiselwa. Ndicela ubuza ngokheli yam uba ezi budget ukansila wethu akangazisebenzise as if akukho challenges kule area yethu zibuyiselweyo, ikhona ipossibility uba ziphindwe zi-reallocatwe ngoba zinazo iingxaki esinazo apha, whether ziipaki zethu ezifuna ulungiswa, zii-speed humps, i-re-elification ye-squatter camp nathi amagali esinawo apha ekuhlaleni. But yena zange abize i-meeting ukansila asiconsult abuze kuthi i-project sibona sekuthiwa imali ibuyele ngelishwa ke ukansila Umtsi i-former speaker usweleke sisene-meetings naye ezama usi-assista. I-situation enjalo meya kuthiwani ngayo? Enkosi.
Right, masibulele pha kuDumisani Peter ophaye eCambridge West. Mhlambe masibambe neyesibini kwenzela uba usodolophu aseleke ezidibanisa zombini i-voice notes esinazo. Alright, okwangoku ke ingathi ngesiphendula kwalena ingathi ayikho enye sizokwazi ke sijonge neminye imibuzo enoba iyangena. Mhlawumbe ke sodolophu ngexesha usetyisa nombuzo kaDumisani Peter, masibambe lo ka Priscilla Xaxisa residing at Twist Place Amalinda. We are considered as private by BCMM. We suffer a lot because we lack municipal services. Kindly assist us kulento. Priscilla Xaxisa yena use Twist Place Amalinda. All right. Yes, mandinikele kuwe kasodolophu sibone into yobana izawusibeka.
Leya so twist place sesiphendule yakhumbula leya
Oh, yes.
question here.
Yes.
Yendawo a private through a private developer.
Yes.
But also sithe kaloku izinto ezifana noku khathwa kwengca ulungiswa kwezithathu outside that development we will do. Kodwa ke ezi zinento kwenza nenhlalo yaphanga phakathi zimele uba zi-address wena develop. Lo mcimbi kaDumisane ngumcimbi otshisibunzi kakhulu kwiwadi. Imali ke xa ingasebenzanga ayikwazi ukurola over, kodwa ke into endinomthembisa yona into yoba ikhona i-challenge esiye saba nayo kule nto ye-ward allocation, kodwa ke iyalungiswa loo nto. I-council meeting le yale nyanga izawuhlala nge-28 ka-Okthobha izawusinika umkhombandlela uba kule mali yalo nyaka le million iqala kulo nyaka ayikasebenzi because of the same challenges that Dumisane is raising in the wards. Now sithatha ke ngoku i-approach yoba i-council mayisicebise into yoba simele ba siyidistributha njani le mali going forward. Yazi kwanikwa ke u-deputy executive mayor uba makasicebise kakuhle, uzawunika ke ingxelo yakhe kwi-council nge-20. Andifuni ke uchaza upreempta i-report i-process ye-report engekatheblishe ekansileni, but after the council sizawukwazi uchazela amawadi uba le 1 million izawuthi ke ngoku isetyenziswe njani going forward. So akukabikho nto ilahlekileyo in so far as 1 million is concerned because the money is budgeted for.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Ndiyacinga ke Dumisane uphendulekile phaya eCambridge West. All right, mphulaphuli 7 minutes after 12 sahleli naye ke uCouncillor phakathi onguye ke u-executive mayor walapha ke eBCM. Masibambe lona executive mayor Kameli Sizwe Bavuma, yena uthi when you address us, please don't forget to explain about the 1 million rand that was meant to develop our wards. 1 million was allocated for each ward in BCMM. Till today, we never received an expenditure report from our ward councillor. Ndicima mhlambi nayo uyasondela kule 1 million athetha ngayo uDumisane xa usithi ke ayulahlekanga kwaphela.
No, sibekele bucala i-50 million, i-million per ward, ukwenzela uba abantu beward badecide into yoba zintoni abacinga uba abazifunayo zimele uba zinobancedisa kwi-development yabo. Kodwa ke ngoku sibone ukuba masenze into ebukriteria nendlela yoba le mali sinike i-guidance ukwenzela uba abantu bangazenzeli nje. Now i-discussion ke yaloo process idevelopiwe izawuya kwi-council meeting yange-28 njengoba besenditshilo. Once i-council isinike ke umkhombandlela imali izawuphinda ibuyele kwapha, ayilahlekanga.
Ayilahlekanga. All right, mphulaphuli bangabufuna uthatha unxaxheba nawe ke kule ngxoxo sinayo apha ungayenza njalo. I-numbers ndiqiniseke uba zivelile apho ke kwi-screen sakho, kodwa ke mhlawumbi bangabakhanga uzibona okanye umamele ngonomathotholo wakho phaya kwikumkani FM 078 916 0057 078 916 0057. Mandikhumbuze ke into yobana bakhona ke namanye amagosa aphaya ke kwamasipala amameleyo virtually kwenzela into yobana ezi zinto zithethwayo apha nezingaphendule kanga mhlawumbi bakwazi ke ukuba zibe kanti ke zibuyiselwa phanga phakathi baphinde bazixoxe. All right, Sodolophu nje ukuba ndingakhe ndibe kanti ndiza ku ubuzo nje phambi kwemibini nemithathu yokubana siyivale naleya namhlanje. Ndizama nje ukujonga le ingenayo ngeWhatsApp apha kum. Okay, ingathi andinayo ncam apha kweli cala. Mhlawumbi ke kuzafuneka into yobana sibe kanti sizakhe sithethe ngento yokubana abahlali beBuffalo City naba kwenzela basizokuyiqukumbela naba abahlali beBuffalo City siku-level 1. Kuyabonakala abantu abanxiba izimask, kuyabonakala amanani ayenyuka, and besikhe saba kanti sikwi-hotspot silapha kulo masipala waseBuffalo City. Ungathini kubahlali beBuffalo City?
Ndiyefuna ubacebisa kakhulu abahlali. Ndiyababulela kodwa abahlali balapha eBuffalo City ngokuthi up until now beziphethe kakuhle. At least kugqithe iveki ezintathu apha kungakhange kubekho mntu uswelekayo. inani lethu for 3 consecutive weeks was at 699. Ngabantu abaninzi abo abaswelekileyo abashiya ngasemva iintsapho zabo. Sifuna ke ukuba abantu baziphathe kakuhle. Siku-level 1, ivirus isekhona, abantu mabasanitize, bahlambe izandla, abantu mabenze social distancing, abantu bafake imask all the time. Ibalulekile le protocol ye-COVID-19 siyi-observe. Uba siyenzi loo nto sibonwa i-second wave. Iyenzekile loo nto kwamanye amazwe aseEurope. Abantu babuyela kwi-second wave and they are now in big challenge of managing COVID-19. But initially, the country did well, Buffalo City did well. I'm the chair of the Command Council here. Our observation is that for some time we've been doing fine, but seemingly abantu are relaxed. Level 1, where risk adjusted strategy, not level 1 where COVID is still there.
Yes.
And very dangerous and deadly. And our people must always be cautious. Siyababongoza abantu. Emicimbini excuse me, njengoba imicimbi ivuliwe nje, increase the number yabantu emingcwabeni, but still people must be vigilant. Otherwise sizawuphinda silahlekelwe ngabantu abaninzi njengoba ibisahlele lento ngaphambili. Siyababongoza abantu bakuthi because there is no cure for COVID. It's that people must observe the protocols, ensure that they sanitize, they wash their hands, they social distance, they wear masks. That's all what we need to do.
All right. Masibulele ke mphulaphuli nakuwe ke Executive Mayor, 12 minutes past 12. Ithaba lixesha mawethu, we have to wrap up. Masibulele ke ngokubani bekanti nisiphe indlebe. Sibulele ke kumuntu wonke omameleyo ngo Facebook page zonke ke eza platforms besike sazi mention earlier on Councillor Xola Phakathi wrapping up ke the coastal region Imbizo. Tomorrow on Sunday the virtual Imbizo will continue in the Midlands, that is Mdantsane region. So please tune in with community radio station Mdantsane FM, and then a day after tomorrow on the 26th of October it will be inland, that is King Williamstown wards zonke ke ezanginqi nezalali zingqonge iqonce. You're also encouraged to participate throughout these Imbizo. Okwanamhlanje ke masiyivale from me noLovicha uLoza uMamfene. Thank you so much for tuning in. Egameni KNR KNDT Kumkani FM ne Buffalo City Metropolitan Municipality. Have a blessed day further. Nikhuseleke baphulaphuli, enkosi.
Enkosi kakhulu.
Siyabulela. Thank you.
Yeah, we are at the Fire Department of Buffalo City Metro. We are here to take delivery of 2 brand new fire engines that were delivered today. This is the 3rd one now during this period since we came in. The purpose of this is to ensure that our people are safe. We are able to respond on time in case of disasters. That's the purpose. This is a state-of-the-art infrastructure that we're delivering to the people of Buffalo City.
The 2 vehicles will assist us on improving the service delivery, because now we have a problem with the old fleet which is aging. When we receive this one, it will be a great relief, because now we'll be able to send others for repairs. And then when the old fleet is back, then we can use the older fleet as a backup fleet.
We are here to visit one of our flagship projects. which is normally called sleeper side. The purpose of the project, as we all know, that it is meant to alleviate traffic congestion in the central business district. In particular, those who are traveling to West Bank, they will not necessarily have to go via Oxford Street upon completion of this project. But this has been in the pipeline for many years, and we're quite excited that the contractor is now on site and work is being done.
Basically, there's a new road starting from we can say at the end of Curry Road, going through the sleeper site. This will then go into Fitzpatrick Road. From Fitzpatrick to Bowles Road, there will be a recycled work, which will be recycled. That's the basis of the job, to get the traffic flowing from the express right through coming into main Curry Road.